I do, actually.
Okay, yeah, I think it's going, right? The red line.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, great. So I got 6:25 on my clock here, Harriet. So we'll start the meeting for Newcastle Design Review Committee. And we have one application to review tonight. Susan Corthell's 35 North Newcastle Road. And Susan, I think what I'll do is I'll call up your application and the drawing, and I'll just put up some of the um, information that you sent, and then maybe you can just talk about it as it comes up and just tell us what you're doing.
Sure,
You've been through the process before, so just give me a second here,
sure.
and I'll go to share.
And when I filled out or when I completed the additional information, I sent a color copy of just that sort of a model. You know, it's not, may not be exactly, but it's was
Okay.
just to give you some idea. And then I also included the photo of the existing shed. As you said, that was the last thing that we came to the design review board for.
Right. Okay. John, so if you're the host, I don't have the ability to share right now.
I will fix that. There we go. I think that should work for you.
Drawing.
Mhm.
Okay. So can you all see that?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
great. So here's the application. So it's a 10 by 12 shed. And let me see if I can, oh, there we go. And so, Susan, why don't you just tell us what we're looking at here?
Sure. Well, as I said, there is an existing shed that would be to the right, is to the right of this small building that's being proposed, the shed being much larger. And this is just an additional small building. As you all may know, we live in the barn, and so the shed has become our storage for outdoor and exterior things. And then our desire is to build something smaller that could really be a place, for reading or painting or quiet and, a folly, if you will. And we'll be working with Jim on this. I did send you that. You've got sort of a black and white. That's probably how it came to you. And then in that follow-up email to Harriet, I gave you the color version of that, which I hope you all have.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to just mostly tell you that it's not intended to be anything commercial. It's just going to be used by our family. We have 3 grown children and we have 1 grandchild, and this is really our gathering place as a family. And as I say, it's not intended to be for professional purposes or commercial purposes. It's really just who knows how it will continue to be used as the years unfold and the family grows and changes. But we're delighted to be working with Jim. I can't think of anybody else that I'd rather partner with. And he's been a wonderful support. As you all may know, he was a big part of getting, I don't need to speak for you, Jim, but a big part of getting that barn here for Sandy and Kelly years ago. And he's just been not only a good friend, but a great consult as we've continued to get better acquainted with this building and very much feel like we're caretakers for as long as we can be here. And we hope that's a long time. So totally respect this process. And I'm grateful to be able to be with you all again. So what else can I tell you that I might not have explained well enough? Or is there anything Jim can help you with?
Well, let me, so I think let's just get an overview, and then we'll let the committee ask questions.
Okay.
And I'll call up that other photo that you sent over.
Sure.
Take a look at that. I just have one question. I don't know if you can see my pointer here, but floor plan of the new shed, it's light blue, and then this is black and white. Is that the exact proximity of the new to the old? Is that the way I read this?
I think, Jim, in terms of
Well,
space.
But that's approximately where we'd like to have it.
Okay.
That may not seem right at the time. We may want to move it a small amount, but
Okay.
The intent being that they would be sitting side by side and perhaps bringing that smaller building, out a little bit as it's showing on the drawing. You all probably know that there's that little, what was, I think, a swimming hole many years ago that we have maintained as a small pond. And so anything we've done, we've, tried to orient towards that for the most enjoyment. And there's plenty of room there to do this little building and be quite a long distance from that pond. So
Let me call up the other drawing here. So that's what's there now.
correct.
And so this new structure goes sort of off the end towards the tree line. Is that where that would end up?
To the left, right. Or, well, I guess if you're facing the pond, it's going to be on the right. But as we're looking at it, it's going to be on your left. Exactly.
Well, that's certainly a charming little shed there.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
It is.
Did Jim build that?
He sure did. He sure did. It's a great barn door. The one that has the glass in it, the window in it slides to the right, and he built a wonderful screen that you install from the inside. And so it's been a great place. We love it.
do you have a picture of the interior?
Oh,
So we don't have a picture of the interior, but we don't.
No.
It's really not really something we need to review. So
Sure.
it's
sure.
really just the outside. So let me ask the committee if does who wants to go? Do you have questions?
I don't have a question. I have a comment.
Okay, and I think that's
Um,
Sharon. You,
This is Sharon.
yeah.
I think I looked at the plans. They're beautiful. This is, in my opinion, they meet all the criteria that we're looking for. Plus, Jim has done the other renovations and different things over the years. And for myself, I would vote to accept as presented. I don't see any problems with this proposal.
Okay, so I think you mean to make a motion to accept
Well,
it.
I want to give other people a chance to speak. Do I still make a motion?
Yeah, well,
now?
we can make a motion and then second it and then open it for discussion.
Okay, great.
And
I would like to make a motion that we accept the plans as proposed.
Okay,
I
so
second
there's-
it.
Okay, and Betsy seconds it. So let's have a discussion then. Does anybody have comments? And
I have a question. The plan as drawn, it looks as if there's a offset, I don't know the terms. It looks like just a box in the, looking down on it in the floor plan. But then when you look at it, can you go back to the sketches?
I can.
Okay. So for example, on the west elevation, maybe that's the other shed looking behind it, but
That's right.
okay,
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what
that-
you're looking. Here's
Okay.
the-
okay. That's my only question. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is the existing shed and then we're looking beyond it to what's going to be built.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, okay.
yeah, it just illustrates that we may want to step it forward a little bit, just so the existing shed doesn't block the window on the other one.
Right.
Wanted to be able to have it be as accessible as possible to.
They're both beautiful.
Yeah.
Very well done.
So I just have one question. On the materials, I think you said you're going to clapboard siding.
Right.
Jim, go ahead and speak to.
Yeah, I was just curious why the change in material.
Well, This is going to be insulated and finished on the inside.
Uh-huh.
And we wanted something that was going to be more weather tight than the vertical boarding that we used on the other building.
Mm.
And also too, the photograph that you saw is sort of the prototype that we've been working from. So we try to you know, come as close to that as I can. The barn has clapboard siding on it as well. So
Lovely.
it sort of relates to the barn a little bit.
So is that the new one?
This is the one that we're coming to you about. This would be it.
Okay,
Really, really cute.
it is cute.
I think it'll look great.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have any other comments. Does Deb, do you have anything you want to say? Are you good?
Yeah, I think I want one too.
I know.
All right.
I know where you can reach him.
Yeah, let's call Jim afterwards.
Bring up the point about the roof.
Oh, Jim's reminding me. So the roof that's on the existing shed is an asphalt roof.
Yes.
Where we'd like to be able to say to you that, you know, we might go forward with the roof that's here, but once we price this, it's possible that we'll duplicate what we've already done on the other shed and go with an asphalt roof. I just wanted to say that because just in case we make a change, I don't want, you know, I'm
Yeah.
trying to save your time coming back and saying, oh, we're changing the roof. But I think Jim, you know, encouraged me to just remain open as we get a little further down on our pricing. And
Okay.
We can write in either or, correct, Tor?
Yes, we can. It's a good question because I suppose what we'll have to do is write the permit and then include these comments, and then Susan can stop in and sign it, and I'll sign it.
okay.
To get that distributed. So,
Okay, and I think this is a discussion we had after I sent everything in. We thought, oh gosh, you know, if we feel price-wise that we need to make a change, or we just feel, you know, that we can maintain it better as an asphalt roof or whatever, we just wanted to be sure that that was clear to you all, and that we didn't need to take your time again later to come back and make that change.
It's so charming. I was thinking you were going to ask to put it on the other one.
Oh. I know, I love it too. I love it. And we may stay with this, but Tori, just wanted to be sure that we'd covered our bases if we elected to go back to the other asphalt design.
Yeah, does anybody take exception to that idea? Is that in the committee?
In some ways, I think it might be preferable to have them be the same,
Mhm.
which is why I thought you would want to do shingles on the other.
Ah,
But I don't think that's a deal breaker.
Okay, so there's a motion to accept the application as presented. Sharon, do you want to change that to include a comment about either or roof material?
Okay, if that makes it easier to expedite, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So let's see, what would that look like? I make a motion to accept the shed as presented, with the exception that they have a choice of the cedar shake roof or asphalt roof to choose. Is that enough?
I think that's good.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
thank you all. Thank you.
Hold on a second.
Yep, vote.
Is there a second?
Oh, no,
on
I've just
that?
been thanking you for that consideration.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You're welcome.
You can't hear Jim. He's behind his mask. He's thanking you.
All right. So let's just, we had confirmed that with a second.
A second.
Okay, Catherine seconds that. And if there's no other discussion, anybody, we can take a vote. I think, well, let's vote, all those except approve, raise your hand. So let me just scroll over. Anybody object? Nope, I think that's unanimous. So Harriet, that's, I think that's 4 of us for approval. So, I think that's it, Susan.
Thank you all so much for your time. And
Yeah, keep up the good work. It's lovely out there.
oh, thank you. Let me know when you're here. Come knock on the door.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, that's a dangerous thing.
Okay. Best
So,
of you all. So what, tell me that next step toward with this provision, this provision of possibly doing a different roof. You said something about coming in and signing.
well, yeah, I
That
mean,
update.
normally we would be in the room and we'd have the permit
Sure.
signed on the spot. But I think what we'll do is I'll go sign the permit and leave it there, and then maybe maybe the idea is you stop in and sign it at some point. I don't, does John or Harriet have an idea about that? Best way
At the
to-
moment, the office is a little bit, let's
Yeah,
just say
sure.
it's in process. So
Yeah.
I think probably once the office is a bit more put together, we can make some arrangements. So that way, when
Okay.
we're in the office on a more regular basis. But
Sure.
I'll leave that to Harriet to maybe work out some details with you to make sure we can meet up and get this done as soon as humanly possible.
Sure.
Are people allowed in the office?
Only if you're carrying a hammer.
Oh,
Well, the Dropbox is still operable, right? You're still working off of that.
Yep, absolutely. That's a good point. Yep.
I've got
I'm just thinking in
I've got
terms of signing. That's the one thing I was thinking of toward.
Well, I'm
yeah.
just thinking I've got a blank application or permit. I can sign it, drop it in the Dropbox, and then Harriet could mail it to Susan, and then and then it would have to get back to the town office somehow.
And Harriet, aren't we neighbors? Could we connect that way?
Yes, I just had to unmute myself. Yes, we can
Okay.
figure something out. And
Sure. Because I
Well-
know you and Jim are neighbors. I just didn't know if there was a way I could help you that way. So you can let me know.
yes, I will be in touch.
Okay.
So when are you going to get started on this, Jim?
Probably early next month.
Okay, all right. Well, you're good to go. I guess the paperwork will follow. So good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to
Right.
meet.
So I think that the committee, I think if we could just let the applicant go, and then we'll just have a follow-up on the meeting minutes. We have
Okay.
to review that. And,
Okay.
I think we're done.
All right. Thanks again so much for your time.
Yeah,
Thank you,
best
Susan.
wishes.
Thank you. Bye now.
bye.
Bye.
Hi. So let me find that document and see.
Whose clock's ticking?
Mine.
So Harriet, where do you live? You live on the Kings Highway?
Yes, I live at the end of the Kings Highway just before it turns to dirt.
Oh, in which house is it?
In the deck house.
Are you building like a trellis or there's a garden wall going in?
It's actually for beans.
Oh, okay. Well, we walk by all the time. I have 2 small children, 2 9-year-olds. We walk down quite often past your house, past Jim's to the point.
It's a nice walk. Yeah.
It's the bugs hatch though, so we have to walk quicker.
That's true, especially now. There are a lot of bugs. I just came back from a walk.
So this goes back to November here, this meeting minute. So is Sharon, Catherine, and Nancy. Nancy's not with us tonight. Where was I? I guess I wasn't there either. So it'd be up to Sharon and Catherine to make a motion to approve the minutes, and then either one of you can second it, and then.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the minutes. I read them earlier.
Mhm.
Me too. I second it.
You two in favor?
In favor.
So that's majority of the attendees of that meeting, so I think we're good there. That's the end of the meeting. I don't know how long we have to do this, but worked all right.
It
Yeah.
worked great.
It did, and we were more efficient with our time.
No kidding.
That's right.
It saved me and Deb at least, 5-minute walk down the road. So.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we'll call the meeting. We'll move to adjourn at 6:46 p.m. So 22-minute meeting. That's pretty
Excellent.
good. Yeah. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Bye,
Aye.
and good night.
Okay, good
Yeah.
night all. Talk to you.